I guess we might as well do real thoughts while the credits are rolling, right? I have no nostalgia for this series because my only memories were like playing the multiplayer with a friend whenever I'd go over to his house, and we always preferred playing Halo anyways. This game is super boring to play. There's so many sections of this game that are full of just sit here, wait, shoot some enemies, just stick behind cover, don't even move. It's not engaging, it's not difficult. Even if you were to put this on a higher difficulty, you just die quicker. That's the only difficulty curve. There's no actual skill involved with playing the game, it's just a lot of waiting.
The AC-130 mission definitely feels like an example of all of that. In theory, it sounds cool. You get to be the gunner on an AC-130. Yeah, awesome. You're just shooting gray dots on a
And the first time
really
you did
bad
it,
screen.
when it was released, it was cool.
Yeah, and like, look, I get they were going for realism for it because the actual screen and the stuff on it looks exactly like how an AC-130 turret screen looks in real life. They could have fixed that for the game that made it a little more cinematic or something, made it easier to see. I was having a really hard time seeing anything on that mission.
From what I can tell, they wanted to keep it feeling realistic without going too deep into it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because they could have very easily made the game more fun, but sacrificed some of the realism. But there wasn't enough realism to really warrant the lack of fun.
I mean, I guess Call of Duty has always been follow this person. You really do a lot of following in this game. You're not going to locations on your own. You're mostly just waiting for NPCs to open doors for you. There's a lot of that. It's ridiculous. In terms of the gunplay, I mean, it's fine. Controls are really stiff, like trying to move around, and if you run, you're like kind of forced to just go forwards, and there's not a whole lot of moving around in directions. It's all very balanced for multiplayer, I think, so it doesn't feel great in a single player game. And this is one of those older games where the multiplayer was a lot of fun, but because the single player is balanced the exact same way, it doesn't really work in the single player for me. So this single player cannot be played like the multiplayer, but all the mechanics are identical. So it doesn't fit because it makes you feel like you could be running around and like machine gunning down people just like you do in the multiplayer, but you can't. You'll just die. Every time you get hit, the screen jumps and turns red. Super annoying. It also fucks with your aim, I'm pretty sure. There was a couple of times where somebody was directly in the middle of my screen, but when I got hit, even before I had jumped, if I had fired, the person wouldn't take any damage because I'm pretty sure it moved the gun somewhere weird. That's super annoying. The loading screens and like the intel prep stuff, those are super loud for some reason. They're not affected by the audio settings in this game. So while everything else is a normal audio for me, those would just blast my eardrums out. I had to take my headphones off when those were going on. So trying to pay attention to what's going on when I'm being assaulted by my ears sucks. I hate it.
Yeah, this game was definitely a console game first and foremost when it came out originally.
Of course.
So it definitely lacked some of that finesse that more modern shooters have, where they do actually plan for PC gamers. I think a great example is that sniper mission. It was not intuitive.
Trying to figure out W and S to zoom in. Oh my god. I restarted the whole game to try and figure that out before the game had a little pop-up and we were like, oh my god.
And on a controller, your number of buttons is so limited that you're gonna, by accident, most likely figure that out if given no direction, because there's only so few inputs you actually have on a controller. Whereas on a keyboard, you have the entire fucking alphabet.
We're going deep and we're going hard. Surely you can't be serious. I'm serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Wait, what is going on here?
This is the Mile High Club.
Yeah, Mile High Club, yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll do this and then get back to the real thoughts.
This is the thing that people spend hours speedrunning this on Veteran. I think people got it down to like, what is the world record for?
Like 20 seconds. It's kind of nuts.
How do you beat this in what?
You just run through perfectly shooting because the spawns are always the same.
Yeah, apparently I can't do that.
No, it's definitely not easy when you've never done it before and don't know what you're doing.
How do you get on the plane? There's not much space on a plane.
I mean, this is a pretty big fucking plane.
Yeah, but they were up in the ceiling.
Yeah, like a cargo hold.
What kind of plane has a cargo hold in the fucking roof?
Have you never played Siege?
Okay, this pistol's really inaccurate. Okay.
No, this is Russian.
Well,
This is
not Air
Russian.
Force One, but it is like it.
Yeah, this is the Russian.
Like it is the modified 747 for a president, but
Okay, if it's
not
a
the
modified-
American
then yeah.
president.
Then I can believe that there's like a attic area.
Also, can I say, I hate when people put unnecessary HUD elements, so this vignette over the screen that makes it kind of blurry is really dumb.
It's so
awful.
dumb.
Like, I get it, we're wearing a fucking mask. I don't need to see it the whole fucking time.
That's why I can't play GTA in first person, because my character usually wears a mask, so it's so awful.
Yeah, and the sunglasses too. It's like, alright, it's cool for one moment whenever you're wearing tinted sunglasses and the world's red, and then it gets super annoying every other time.
Here is where screen shake actually makes sense, because the plane is literally like gonna be.
I still hate it. I still hate screen shake. It just makes me ill. Doom 2016 actually did screen shake really nice, where they shake your HUD but not your screen. So you still get the effect of screen shaking, but then you don't have to worry about it. Where? What? Are we going over here?
Yeah. It's gonna use C4. You can't, don't open the door like normal.
Explosive decompression!
I didn't see anyone else jump out.
Everyone else died.
Where were we? I don't remember.
The screen shake. There are much better ways to do it. The HUD shake is by far the best way to do it. But I can understand why they feel like it's necessary, especially maybe when not everyone had Rumble in their controllers. For this game, everyone had Rumble in their controllers, so it's kind of stupid. Again, I'm looking at this as a console port first, then a PC game.
I also want to say, we're not talking about the multiplayer for this game because we only played the campaign. Obviously, the multiplayer was a big shift in the FPS genre. Every game after Modern Warfare did the loadout system because it was so good. Even in the Call of Duties, they just iterated it, and now it's like, it's a science now. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the campaign, and the campaign isn't exactly winning any awards.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it did back then.
Did it?
I was just gonna look it up. I'll look it up right now. It won Golden Joystick Game of the Year, won Best Shooter, Best Military Game, Best Game at BAFTA, Best Gameplay, and Best Story and Characters. 3 of those were BAFTAs.
What? Best story and characters? There's only one memorable... Look, this is going to be controversial. I'm sure you guys want to agree with me. Price is the only memorable character in this game.
Soap?
Soap doesn't fucking speak!
In this game, I agree. Price in this game is the only true memorable character, but then there are other ones that could be memorable.
No game really took the modern shooter anywhere near what Modern Warfare did. This was groundbreaking at the time, and I can see why it got all of those rewards. And yeah, for being a game that just broke the genre with as fun of a multiplayer as it was, which it was very fun, and at the time probably one of the best campaigns for a military shooter because they hadn't been that good.
I might just be looking at this, as against modern standards, because obviously every single Call of Duty after this one was so similar in the way that it was presented, and there were so many games that just did this formula. So I've played this game, regardless of if I've played this game, like I've played this way that the game is in dozens and dozens of other games, and so it's gotten really stale. So maybe back in the day in 2007 it was brand new and awesome, but it does not hold up.
For the award and for the character and story award, it beat out Fable 2, GTA 4, Mass Effect, Assassin's Creed, and Fallout 3.
What?
GTA 4 I can understand. GTA 4's characters were memorable but not good. Fable 2 I would disagree with. I think the Fable games are very memorable. This remaster is a piece of crap. There's a graphic setting that will completely fuck up your game if you have it turned on. I couldn't get past a load screen. It would just crash my game. It also doubled the load times. Not even double. It would triple or quadruple the load times, because we'd get intel, and then we'd just sit there in silence for a minute and a half while we waited for the game to load, and you turn that off and it fixes everything. Loading is super fast. There's no chances of crashing, whatever, and there's maybe a little bit of stuttering at the beginning of a level, but that's it. This game has no FOV slider. I get that the original didn't. This is a remaster. This came out 2017 or 18? 2017, I think?
2016.
There should have been a fucking FOV slider. I had to use a mod for it, and the mod breaks the game a little bit, but it still functions perfectly fine. I thought maybe the FOV mod was the thing that was causing the crashes, so I had tried without it, didn't fix. I put this game down for 3 months because I was so frustrated at it not working. I tried to get a refund, they wouldn't let me have a refund because I had ended up owning it for more than 2 weeks, and even though I had played it for under 2 hours, they wouldn't give me a refund. So I eventually got it working, obviously, but Jesus Christ, if you're gonna make a remaster of the game, make sure it fucking works.
And bring it to modern standards. Don't leave it in the past where it was. Don't just make it look like a modern game. Make it feel like a modern game, like with settings and all.
This is why I'm apprehensive about asking for a BO2 remaster.
Yeah, I don't know how they did this remaster, because like with the Halo remasters, when they brought them to PC, they had FOV sliders and stuff, so they had those things, but they were still the original gameplay. With this, I think it was a ground-up remake to be almost identical to the original. I don't think it was just a graphics overhaul.
I think they may have reused parts of the engine and used parts of modern engines. The Call of Duty engine is super fucking modular. You can straight up load Black Ops 3 maps into Call of Duty World at War because it's running the same engine and it just works. Like, that's why zombie mods for World at War can use modern perks with almost no problem whatsoever.
That stopped when they released the new Modern Warfare because they changed the engine. So what did it take them? 20 years to change the engine?
2003 to 2019, 16 years. I had a miserable time, and we were all bored. There were sections where I was just sitting there shooting enemies, and Seth was yawning, and you guys were just talking about something completely unrelated to the game, looking at your audio interface or whatever.
Yeah.
Because there was just nothing happening.
We stopped watching you play the game because it's not because you were doing bad, it was just the game is hard to play now.
This game cost me $40 fucking. This game is 4 years old now. Call of Duty games are super fucking ridiculously priced, and the only time they've gone on sale in recent memory is right when Activision started having some legal troubles to sort of get people to look away. So I was really tempted to buy the other Call of Duties, but I didn't. I just happen to have this one beforehand. So I don't know if I'm going to be doing the other Call of Duties within the foreseeable future because of that stuff. Black Ops 2, pretty sure that's still $60 full.
Yeah, or if they do go on sale, it's a whole 10% generally. It's like 10 to 15%.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. The prices of Call of Duty games are insane. I would eventually like to branch out into other genres, but there's not a whole lot of overlap between short, story-driven games that aren't shooters, because any of the other genres that are story-driven games are really long, like RPGs and things like that. The only ones I can think of off the top of my head are, I think the Resident Evils are not that long, but those are also still kind of shooters, and then Devil May Cry is not super long, but those are on the list. And this is the part where I go, I don't have an outro for this. I said in another video, which isn't out yet, and by the time I'm recording this, it's still not out. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, fuck. Oh, no.
He got the nasal blue balls.
All right, there's your fucking end. That's it. Just me failing to sneeze. Special thanks to my patrons for supporting the channel. If you want to support the channel as well, you'll get your own custom avatar that'll go at the end of the videos that you helped support that month.